Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hey, hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and man, Ringside crew, welcome to Dudes at Ringside, as I just said. And I am bringing back a young lady that I had on last year that is absolutely killing it on the independent wrestling scene. She has now officially added her belt to my internationally known wall of fame. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome return to a fellow Keystone person, Ava Brooks. Welcome back, Ava. Welcome back.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for returning to Dudes at Ringside. And I'm absolutely proud of you. Congratulations once again on your championship win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So let's get started on your precious gold belt. Like that day, what was when you woke up? Let's go like time. People have like a timeline of everything that went on that day. Like, what time did you wake up before that show?
It was such a long day. So it was a 2-day event.
Okay.
I was the second day, so I was Sunday. First day was Saturday. We left. It was an 8-hour drive. I forget what time we left in the morning. It was an earlier day because we had to drive so far. But we got down there right before the show started at like 7. I want to say between the 2 days we had 28 matches.
What, 28 matches?
Yeah, it was crazy. So the first night, we only stayed the first half because we had been driving all day. We were all tired. I had to wrestle the next day. And just from like the beginning to intermission, I was like, it's a lot different in North Carolina than it is up in Pennsylvania. Like, fans are different. I feel everywhere you go. And they were so into it. They were so loud. It was packed in there. So I was talking to the guy that had brought me down, who I wrestled for. His name's Nick Russo, and he's the one who got me the opportunity. He's up at NCW in Buffalo. And that whole night I was like, I could barely sleep. I ended up the next day, I remember the exact time I woke up. I woke up at 9:30. And I didn't stay up after that. I went back to sleep, but I woke up and was like internally panicking, because I knew there was going to be so much happening throughout the day. So I was just like, girl, it is way too early to be stressing right now. Like, go back to sleep. What are you doing? So go back to sleep, wake up, we get everything ready, we head over there. Luckily I had people that I knew from NCW down there with me, so I wasn't like completely alone. And my dad ended up helping them ref because they needed an extra ref. So I had my dad in the locker room with me too. And then I'm in there and I'm waiting for Clara to show up. She shows up, nicest person ever. I had met her before, but I was like 15 years old. So it was kind of a full circle moment for me because my old training school, her husband, JAC, came and wrestled for us a few times. So that's how I got to see her. We do the whole match. It was freezing, and not like, if there was no wind, we would have been fine. But it was super windy, and then it got dark super quick. We were both like back there and we're shaking. We're like, we can't wait for this to be over so we can put a blanket on. She wanted to go home because she had a show the night before, but she was super easy to work with, super nice, super easy to communicate with. And then throughout the day, I wasn't really sure like what I was doing, like heel or face wise, because last I knew she was a heel down there. But when she came out, everybody loved her. And luckily, we had it that I was turning like throughout the match. So I remember I obviously came out first because I was making my debut. I was in the ring. She comes out, and everyone just like erupts. They start cheering for her, especially when JAC comes out. And I just remember saying to myself, like, "Oh, they're gonna hate this so much," and they did. Because Nick is such a big heel there, and he came out at the end and hugged me and congratulated me and all that to like confirm our little team. And I remember this mom just started like yelling at me. She's like, "You're a spoiled brat," all this stuff, and I was just like, "Yeah, but who won the championship? Me." And I just walked away. It was so much fun, and I will never forget that interaction because it was the first time anyone let me be heel. Because I'll walk in, I'm 5'3", I'm very small, I have a bubbly personality, and so whenever I show up, they're like, "You just scream babyface to us," and I'm like, okay. But yeah, that day was crazy. We did the match, I won the belt, everyone was congratulating me, and I feel like I had imposter syndrome. I feel like I still do, especially with how my career has gone since then. Because we're like 3 days away from being 10 months into the career. I won it whenever I was 8 months in, and everything was moving so quickly, and everything, like, dates are filling up super quickly. I'm doing all of these podcasts, so my social media interaction is like skyrocketing, and it's really cool to see, but at the same time, like, it can get very overwhelming, and I'm just like, what's happening? So I have to remind myself to take a deep breath, and like, you will never catch me complaining though about doing what I do, because like, I'm literally living the dream that I began to have at 14 years old. Like, I'm doing the damn thing. So there is no chance that I'm going to complain about anything going on. Like, they could tell me I'm losing this belt tomorrow, and I'd be like, okay, like, that's fine with me.
And I would cry because then I would say, "Oh God, the dude's a ringside jinx." Like, even though we ain't got no jinx, we got more titles than we know what to do with. We feel like Roman Reigns going smash, smash, smash. I feel like freaking Paul Heyman when he was holding all the titles, all the wrestlers are like, "Don't your belts." For a while, dudes, a ringside podcast literally would be like Roman handing Paul Heyman the belts, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I think my legs are gonna collapse. Every episode we had a championship belt, somebody different country, and I'm just like, oof. But for you, having a belt now, and you travel with your like parents or like somebody to a show, is it harder? I know you're within PA, but is it like harder to travel with like a suitcase? Now you have a suitcase with your gear, and you have to travel with your belt separately so it doesn't get scratched, so the promoter doesn't kill you.
Yeah, so I don't put my belt in anything. If I have my belt traveling, like the entire car ride, it is on my lap. Nothing goes near it. I will say, luckily I have my little brother, because he so graciously helps carry my bags most of the time. So I'll have a bag with all my makeup in it, and then I have my gear bag, and then I have the belt, and then I'll have all my little bags with all my extra stuff that I couldn't fit somewhere else. Because I should have known this. I pack so much stuff no matter what I'm doing. So I'm always like, what if I don't want to end up wearing this, or like, what if this is gonna look weird? So like, I pack all the makeup that I have, and I overpack because I'm always afraid I'm gonna forget something. So I'm trying to like juggle everything, and then I had the belt, and every so often I'll just take my bags and I'll just give my belt to my brother, because he likes holding the belt. He's just like, oh, I'm the champion now. He does. I feel like what any little kid would do. I mean, he's not little. He's taller than me, and he's 13. But
oh my God,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I say that I work with a kid that's 17 in my assisted living place, and he towers over me. And there's a new kid, and I call myself DiBiase, and I say, "Hey, Andre, I need help. Top shelf." He's like, "Here, Joe," and I'm like, "Andre," and I walk away. And they're like, "Andre, we don't catch a wrestling reference. These people I work with don't watch wrestling anymore." They're like, "Andre," and he goes, "I like Andre the Giant." And he has the short beard like Andre too, and he doesn't watch wrestling. Somebody told him, "Oh, you're like Andre the Giant," and he's like, "That's funny you said that, Joe." And I'm like, "Haha, money, money, money." And I walk, and he's like, "Oh God, Joe." I'm like, yeah,
but
that's,
but yeah,
that's
it can definitely be a lot, but it's just what comes with it, I guess.
that's I find that really cool that you have like family, like your family's very involved into your wrestling career. Have
Mhm.
they ever seen like the different levels of your stress within wrestling? Because I know you probably get a lot of DMs for like podcasts and everything. Do you ever feel like it gets too much with the podcasts messaging you by coming on, or is it just the level of okay, let me do this and get it over with?
Um, I feel like I can definitely get overwhelmed, and not even just with the podcast, because I'm still in school. Um, I'm still doing my medical assistant program, and I'm coming towards like the ending of our classes term. So soon I'll be in internship, which I feel like is gonna put a little bit more stress on me, because I'll actually be in the office all week instead of classes 2 days a week. And then I'll still have a class on top of it at that point, but um, my stress levels as of recently have definitely been higher than normal. They're starting to come down, but yeah, my mom helps me through all of it, because I'm just like, I don't know if I like, I don't know if I can just like, I won't complain about everything that I had, because I'm grateful for every opportunity, and I like literally take any opportunity that I can get. I never say no to almost anything.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's been it's been a lot, especially recently, and I can kind of feel it on my body. Like, I haven't felt the greatest over the past 2 weeks. And I think my body is starting to get to a point, because I've been going, and I know I'm not gonna stop. Like, that is not an option for me. That's not how my brain works. But I know that it's putting a toll on me right now. But whenever I have rest days, I rest. I started stretching a lot more to help alleviate some of the anxiety, because I can definitely feel it help. And this last match that I had last Saturday, I faced AJ Alexander, and we wrestled for 18 minutes. It was the
Whoa.
longest match I've ever had. And my body literally was like, it just shut down after that match. I was so tired. I put everything into that match, and I ended up messing something up. I'm not sure if it's fully my chest or my shoulder, and then I tweaked two different spots on the same side. So I'm trying to get that all healed up. But I have a Dr. Tom seminar for 4 hours tomorrow.
Tom
So
Pritchard.
before a show. So I'm got some shoulder tape. Gonna tape it up tomorrow. I haven't been able to train because of it, so I'm hoping that tomorrow when I wake up, everything's magically just fine, and then I can just
Sending
go.
good vibes. Ava,
Just
sending
like,
good vibes.
ugh, just like, I hope that it's just gone. Even though I know it doesn't work like that, my brain's just like, maybe
Well,
you'll
what do you
just.
mean? Dudes at ringside always says the good vibes and the happy thoughts.
So
It sounded
yeah,
wrong. I just did this. I've been
but
watching old school WWF, and like I'm up watching Superstars. Like working with someone like going to see Tom Pritchard tomorrow. Do you ever catch yourself going back and watching like old WWF Superstars and look up the Body Donis matches, or like when he was in the tag team to see what he's about from back in the old days?
yeah, so I did a while ago because I obviously knew who Dr. Tom was, and I have friends down in Tennessee that wrestle for him or went to his school. And so knowing that he was coming up here, I was immediately messaging them, and I was like, just so you guys know, because I've been trying to wrestle down there for a minute. So I'm hoping, that's why I'm really hoping that this whole arm thing is just magically gone tomorrow so that I know I can perform 100%. But yeah, I feel like I more so look into everything even deeper. Like I'll give myself a little bit beforehand so I know basic stuff, and then afterwards is usually because I get more of a general idea of the person, obviously, when I'm in the seminar with them and how their brains work. So I like seeing that and then going back and realizing what he like would tell us and then what he like did to see those things line up. Because it just, I feel like I learn better that way than watching before and being like, I don't really know what I'm looking for per se. That's just how I learn and do things.
Yeah, I think I'm like the same way. Like when my dad is trying to give me advice on, because my dad's a mobile disc jockey, and he's like, "Oh, you should hold the mic like this, or you should stare into the mic this way." And I've been doing this podcast thing for 4 years. I think I mentioned that to you before, Ava. And sometimes in my head, I hear womp womp, and then I'm like, "I, Dad, I literally hate to tell this to my dad because he was a DJ, we're all like since the '60s," and I'm like, "Dad, I'm just a podcaster. I'm not a DJ, but he knows more than I do." And
Yeah.
it's does like your mom ever try, because she does, your mom does like photography, right? Or with the
Yeah.
wrestling. Does she ever like see something you did in the ring and try to make you change the way you stare into the camera, or look into the microphone, or like change the way you stand when you're coming out to the ring to make it's a little better?
No, so that's actually one thing is my parents don't really they don't critique me as much because they see it as that's my trainer's job or the promoter, and they don't want me to feel that stress from them as well, because I feel like I'm a perfectionist and I will try and try and try to do something until I literally can't do it any better. And that's why I love wrestling, is because you're always learning. But also, that's also the reason that I get frustrated with wrestling, is because you're never going to be perfect in almost anything unless you're like Will Ospreay. But when it comes to stuff like that, my parents just remind me that they're proud of me and to do what they do. And then we'll look at the pictures, and I find the camera sometimes, but other times I don't, and I make the most random faces ever, and I'm like, this is definitely an Ava fighting face, because like there's no staging to this, there's no anything, and it's like they're the weirdest pictures ever, and they just make me laugh so hard. It's just like, Ava, could you made your face look any more
You
interesting?
say that, but there was a female wrestler I interviewed earlier in the year, and she sent me like a playlist, and she sent me a promo. Like her, she says, she said it like you just said. She said it about herself. She makes the dumbest faces when she, and I'm like, no way. And after
Yes.
I went back to her video, and she used the song "Diva" by Beyonce in her thing, and she does this when she comes out the ring. She goes like this, and it's like, and I'm just like, oh my god, I thought she was playing around. No. I was like, girl, oh no, she wasn't ready. Like, oh my god, I make dumb faces. I thought it was just I thought she was just playing. I thought you were joking. No. You were joking. I'm not gonna in my head, I'm like, you're not supposed to tell girls that make dumb faces.
Yeah, my mom probably has a whole album of like dumb random faces that I've made in a match. But one thing that I've liked doing on purpose recently is, especially if I'm heel and we're down for whatever reason, if the camera's not on me and there's a fan close by that I can hear booing me, I'll like pick my head up and stick my tongue out at them, and I pop them every single time. Or I'll just look at them and be like, "Shut up," and they'll just like immediately start laughing, and it's the funniest thing ever. Like I went to PCWA and I faced Autumn Breeze, and it was title for title, and I didn't want her title. Ava Brooks didn't want her title. Her main goal was to get home with her title. That's what we wanted. So I may or may not have hit her in the face with my belt. Maybe you shouldn't have ran into my belt. That seems like a you problem. But I had the belt, and a fan was yelling at her. She's like, "Autumn, she has the belt." And I like stuck my tongue out of them, and I was like, "Shut up. She's not supposed to know." And they immediately started laughing. It was so funny. But yeah, the little moments like that too, I'm starting to really love and appreciate in wrestling as well, because I feel like I'm starting to learn the whole, like, telling a story while I'm in the ring. So yeah, the little interactions are killing me recently.
That's one person I haven't spoken to in a while, but if you see Autumn again, tell her Joe Panther the Third says hi.
I will.
I
I don't know
speak
if I'm going to see her
to
again until August, but
yeah. Well, you'll be waiting and waiting and waiting. Autumn, Joe Panther the Third says hi. She'd be like, "Where is he here?" She know. I know how to open the door from the kayfabe non cave thing. I know her real name. I was talking to her on Facebook for a long time. Like,
yeah.
and my funny story about Autumn is I went to a show in Allentown for it was Smash, House of Pain.
Yeah.
And House of Pain was doing benefit for their promoter. I don't know if he's still there or not. But Autumn Breeze showed up, and I walk over to because I see her blonde hair across the room, and I run over, and she's like, "Oh, she's signing autographs." She said, "Sweetie, what you need?" And I'm like, and I said the name like this. I'm 5'1", so I'm looking down at the table, and she's looking down, and I'm like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and she was like this, "Joseph, what's going on?" And I just did this. I looked around like wrestlers were like, Joseph, 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 and I looked at her and I said it back to her, and I said her real name like Steve Urkel. I said, "Oh, we're going by real names now." Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself. I was like, "Hey," and she was like, "Oh, we're going by real names, Joseph Randy," and I'm like, my dad's like, "Oh, she said your real name, Joe," and I said, "Yeah," and I even louder. I jokingly went like this. She was like, "Oh," and I was like, she's like, "What's going on, Joe?" I said, "Not too much. Good to see you here." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's the first time I've seen you in person." She jumped up and hugged me. We did an interview. I think it's on Instagram. She's such a sweet person. Like, have you ever like a lever? I speak English. Swear, my English is horrible sometimes, and I never spoken another language, and my words come out like. But have you ever like been during a show or like on off times during the show had a chance to get on the side and just talk and like because she's been on the indie scene forever, Autumn.
hmm
Have you ever get a chance to like pick her brain and ask her about things with the indies?
So not yet, and that's only because so I wrestled her in Skull Hill at it's like an auction building. And I got there like a half hour before the show started. It was 3 hours from my house. Um and then I had to get changed, and literally as my mom's doing my hair, she came up to me and we started immediately going through the match because we were the first match. And we were just like, I was honestly kind of panicking because it was the least amount of time that I've ever had. But I mean, we went out there and we literally did everything, and it was fine. The crowds loved it. We got them going for the rest of the show. But yeah, and then after that, she was involved. She had another match in the main event because not only was our match a title for title match, it was whoever won was put in the main event for the PCWA belt. against Valerie Verman. And then Valerie and Slam and Sammy had their match not that long after us. So that was whoever won that was the opponent at the end. And so there was another match that she was involved in with Sammy, and then she had that match, and it became Sammy was out there with her, and I was out there with Valerie, and then me and Sammy ended up getting in the ring, and we were like jostling around, whatever, because like we started fighting, because Sammy got up on the ring, and then I got up on the ring, and I was like, you got to get down, like you can't be doing that, I know the rules, get down. They tell us to get in, we do our whole thing, whatever. So like as we're in the ring, the ref is still like, he's like reffing us, but he's still counting them because they're on the outside. And then they get in and like they both like pull us apart and they like calm us down. And then after that, I don't remember what I had the next day. I had something. So as soon as I was done with that, because it was the main event, the show was over, I shook everybody's hand and I left because we saw 3 hours home. So yeah, but she wants to get me at, I forget what the other company is, 3WA.
Where is that? Closer to Pittsburgh? That one?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. There's so many promotions. I can't keep them all straight anymore. All I know is I put in the calendar with the location, and my dad takes me there when the day comes. That's all I know.
As you go by what my dad says, you go wherever the front of the car or the back of the car goes.
Yep.
Or like that girl from England or Australia that goes, I'm in my mom's car. Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, literally.
Wrestling family life. Like,
yeah, so yeah, there's so much going on. I couldn't even tell you where that's at.
So me being, as I said before, me being such a foodie, like after a show, when you guys go to that family dinner, or like before the show, do you guys prefer eating after the show or before the show? Because I know you probably are thinking, your belly's probably going, huh? You don't want to do that. Like
So I feel like I'm really weird when it comes to eating on show days because my body doesn't really like eating before a show, but I will eat Cheez-Its before my show, so I have something in my stomach, but usually nothing. But I realized that if I have Cheez-Its, there's something in my stomach, so I don't get sick, and it's enough that my body can handle. And then after a show, I'll have that adrenaline rush and I'll immediately crash. And then whenever I crash, I don't want to do anything. So I'm just like, I want to sleep. My brain's like, let's shut off. Let's rest up. So I feel like if I got anything consistently after a show, it's curly fries from Sheetz.
ooh, okay.
And then I'll get some sort of tea after that. It always changes, but yeah, those are probably my go-to things. Show days are really weird. I don't really eat a full meal until the next day, unless I eat a meat as soon as I wake up the day of a show, because most of it's digested in my system by the time the show gets there. At that point, I eat a breakfast burrito.
Ooh.
That has some sort of protein in it, and then yeah, that's really it.
What is in that breakfast burrito that you eat from Sheets? What is that? What is that that burrito? What's in that burrito?
I don't know. Probably it's not probably super good. That English sentence did not sound right at all, but we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So there's like packs that you can get, and I worked at a gas station for a while, and I know what the burrito mix looks like. It smells amazing, but it looks like dog throw up when it's in that fridge. So I'm like, if I just don't think about that part, like, I'm fine. But I usually get, it's the bacon one, and it just has bacon, eggs, and whatever mystery, whatever they put in it. I don't know. I don't want to know what it is. It tastes good, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Or I get the sausage one. But bacon and sausage, there's not a whole lot of protein probably in it because it's from Sheets, but I'm not hungry after it, and I don't feel like I'm gonna get sick. So it does what it needs to do.
It gives you the energy after a show that you can just get home and just fall asleep. You know what I mean?
Another thing that I'll eat before a match, like right before, is if I have a Rice Krispie treat in my bag, I'll hurry up and eat that real quick because there's not a lot to that either. And then a big thing that I've noticed is if I chug water before match, I'm gonna get sick. So I'll like be in the back, like I just got freaking my tonsils removed again, and I'm like sipping water like a baby. And everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I have to be hydrated, but I can't chug this either, so I have to like." It's my body is so weird, and like the things that I pick up on, I'm just like, what? Like, what is my life? To be honest, like, what's going on?
What is this life all about? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on?
why is the world mean to me? Poor Ava, poor Ava living in this amok world. But amok. If you could make a movie about Ava Brooks, what actress would you have star as yourself?
Who?
I love movies, so I had to ask that question, Ava.
I don't know.
I know I would hire John Leguizamo to be me in this part of the movie. And then you get put on the podcast, and then it'd be like either Jack Black, make him shave his beard off and grow a mustache and wear red glasses. Because some people say I look like Jack Black, and I'm just like, where? Where in my big nose or my mustache? Like, where does Jack Black look like me? I don't see it. Where? In my He's got hair. Like, do I
Yeah,
have to
I'm
be
not.
popular and say chicken jockey? Like, do I have to be popular and say chicken jockey? Like,
I'm not sure who I would have star as me.
you have to send me a message and later in the week and figure that out who you
Yeah,
would.
because I don't even know like a celebrity lookalike for myself, so I couldn't even say a certain
Watch, your mom's
celebrity.
gonna see this part and be like, "Oh my god, you need blah 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 would be you." Like,
Yeah,
Miss
I'll even
Mama
ask her too,
Brooke.
because like I have no idea.
If your mom's watching this, Mama Brooks, comment. Who do you think would play your daughter if they did a movie about her? Who? New Day style. Who? Who would do it? I already think I would have John Leguizamo play me in the part when you come on Dudes at Ringside. Like, if I made a movie about Dudes at Ringside, John Leguizamo would be me. He would have to crouch the whole movie because I'm little. I'm 5 foot. I would have him crouching the whole time. Like, I hate this guy. Why is he so short? I'm not even. He's little. I'm like 5'9". Exactly. You're short. So when it comes to your travel, like how far in Pennsylvania have you been? Like what spots do you have like the dartboard that you've been in so far?
I've been the furthest this way, this where the window is that
Okay.
way. That I've gone is PCWA, which was 3 hours. Um, and then I do Rise and RWA in Pittsburgh, and that's really the only promotions that I do in Pennsylvania. Everything else is outside. So I have NCW in Buffalo. I'm having my Ohio debut this month, the weekend after Mania. I'm going to Oldie Wrestling. And then I'm going to RSW in West Virginia, which I've been there before. And then I'm back up at Buffalo. So I have a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show. So it's going to be a long show, but I guess do a lot of fun things. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I'm only at 3 different promotions in Pennsylvania. The rest, I'm out of the state.
Have you ever tried to go to Philadelphia to do a show?
I haven't reached, or I don't know a whole lot of companies out that way. I've started to slowly do my research, but sometimes I have a hard time with getting these other bookings because I'm trying not to be at the same place for a very long time, and I'm trying to get new bookings so I'm in front of new audiences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly starting, which is how I got information for PPW. I just have to message the owners yet. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. PPW has some, and you never know. You may get the nod and finally and win another belt, win PPW's belt, and they have some big competition in PPW. I think you could take on Danny Moe is there,
Mhm.
Semi Chaos is there. There's a female wrestler that comes from Puerto Rico that wrestles in PPW. She just was on the podcast Tuesday. She's a very nice young lady. So sweet. You would love her. She's such a sweetheart. She's so sweet. She's so funny too. But Sammy Chaos is their women's champion, and
Mhm.
she's like she. I'm 5'1", staring at her is like staring at Mount Everest. I'm like, please don't accidentally step on me. I will cry. Like, love you, Sammy Chaos. Don't murder me on Saturday.
Please don't hurt me.
And you know what they always say when in the movie Jason Voorhees opens the door and he's just in the doorway. She opened the side door and she was just standing in the door, and I'm just like this.
Like
There's
a
like
high die.
I was just like I guess I had the nerd staring at the tall girl going. I must have had a smile on my face when the door opened and she was just standing there like this. And I'm just like I must have been making this face like usually doing something I know and I don't want to be weird. I was just like, and she was just like, I'm like, it must be the glasses, the nerd thing. I'm like, hi, and making the face like,
That's
because I'm just
funny.
excited to
Oh,
be at the show. Wait, what's up, Eva?
I remember 2 other promotions that I've done in PA,
Okay.
but they're up in like the Erie area. I did Big League Pro, which used to be Revenge. And then ESW has their like Keystone, like their Pennsylvania one.
Yeah.
And I did that a while back, which possibly might work on again soon if dates line up. I just have to message Brett again and see what's going on. But yeah, so I have those ones too. But those were last year. I haven't been at them since because everything's been crazy.
Yeah.
But
There's
yeah, so
one thing
I've made my way around PA, just not more so towards the Philly area yet.
you need to try to. This is my Joe. Help Ava get known, well, more known in the Keystone State. Message PPW, please. I want to see when I'll be able to meet you and take an awesome selfie. Take a panther selfie, kitty, a kitty selfie, a kitty panther selfie, not kitty. I'm not a cat. A wild animal. Jeez. Dangerous. Just kidding. Not dangerous. Really sweet. Well, I want to take a panther selfie with you and be like, look it. We can take pictures with our belts like that. I'll be making that face. Um, PPW, Smash Master Wrestling, which is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yes, Scranton, Pennsylvania. They do a lot of the shows there. Um, New Era, that's another Scranton, Pennsylvania promotion. Um, Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the female wrestler. She had blue hair for a while, but she now has black hair. I can't think of her name. It's blue. Water. Shelby Waters. Shelby
Oh,
Waters.
okay. Oh,
So,
she just messaged me the other day. She's sending me dates for a promotion.
this new era. It's probably new era. New era. Era.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I said era. Era. She's a sweetheart. Shout out to Shelby Waters. She's a good person. Sweet, sweet girl. She was on Dudes Ringside a long time ago. Before she had her baby, before she was engaged, she just had the blue hair. I asked her, and she says it was so hard to make this hair, keep this hair blue, Joe. You don't know. I started laughing when I saw her at the New Era show in I forgot where me and my friend were. We were in the middle of nowhere. We had to pass a jail just to like get up to the area. I was just like, with my friend, I'm like, we had passed the jail. I was looking. We were on a bend. There's a jail with the lights and everything. I'm like, just Beans, how's the gas? Gas good? Is your car running? Is everything good here? He's like, why? I'm like, we're passing a fucking jail. He's like,
I don't want to be stuck here.
yeah. I'm like, do you hear sirens? I think I hear sirens. Do you see spotlights in the yard? No, Joe, stop it. You're giving yourself the nerve. You're giving yourself an anxiety attack. I'm like, is that? Do I see dog? Do I hear dogs barking? like, like, like when it comes to traveling with your family, do you ever like? You have any funny stories or fun stories by traveling to an event?
I feel like every car ride is just so different. Somebody will say something, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why did you, like, how did this conversation even start? Most of the time, though, it's just me, my mom, and dad talking because after a certain point, my brother just checks out and he'll pass out. I have so many pictures of this kid sleeping in the car or videos of when he starts snoring. Like, I could make a whole account called Sleeping with Max. Um,
Hey,
but
Max.
yeah, it's just
Your brother just went
uh,
international. He doesn't even know it yet. Max, you just went international. You should have just put that. You should have sent me a picture, and I could have just showed it on the screen. Made it a
um
thumbnail. Oh man, the next time we're gonna make him the thumbnail sleeping with the picture of your poster above his head, dreaming about the episode.
but yeah. So
He's gonna
all
kill
car
you later
rides.
on. You know that, right? He's
Oh,
gonna kill.
probably. I can take him. It's okay. He's afraid of me.
You just
Um,
tell him this, dude.
e-
You're mad at me.
Even if he says that he's not, he's afraid of me.
You just tell him this. You got mad at me. We talked about during the podcast. Do you realize you went international? Your name just went into Max Brooks. There you go. Oh, your name's trending now somewhere in England.
You're trending on Twitter, or sorry,
Some female
X.
on your name is trending on Facebook. Some female wrestlers can be wondering who's Max Brooks, like trying to find
Yeah, they're gonna find nothing. They're gonna be like, "What?"
ignoring
Um,
pictures. like
yeah, but most wrestlers they'll like travel in carloads. I obviously travel with my family, so it's a very different dynamic, but it makes it so much more entertaining because I like all of them. And here's the thing: when you travel with wrestlers in a car, everybody tries to stay up because it's not usually you're all wrestling that weekend. It's not fair for one person to sleep and everybody else is awake or the driver's awake. So they all try to stay up to entertain each other and keep the driver awake. When I drive with my parents, I can fall asleep at any point in time. I don't have to worry about that. And like granted everyone's like, "Yeah, but like core memories." And I'm like, "I can do that with my parents." And then whenever I'm tired of the conversation, I just pass out. It's so easy. Like I wouldn't trade traveling with my parents. Plus, I know who I'm traveling with. And granted, if I traveled with my trainer and the people I train with, I would know them too. But I wouldn't be able to sleep in the car, and I'm a very tired person. And that makes me sound lazy, but like usually I'm out by 11 o'clock, 11:30. Like that is my bedtime. And like me and my brother are completely different. He can stay up until like 4 a.m. and just, I'm just like, I cannot do that.
I
Like, you're
gotta be
like,
up at
yeah,
5:15
what?
for my job tomorrow, and I get out at 3, and then I have to run in the bathroom, change and put my turtleneck on, put my nice, I call them my short Michaels cute jeans on, make sure I have the right shoes, and I don't mess up my shoes or grab another bag, put my blue shoes on, and to make sure I look good for the show at PPW tomorrow. Make sure I have the red glasses in the jacket. I don't look like a schlub. So yeah, I'm not rest. I'm not gonna get thrown onto a wooden planks before at a show, but I gotta look good. Goldie has to make sure she's climbing with me. I won't forget you. I promise. So like, she's making her debut tomorrow.
Oh.
She's excited. Yes, I know. I won't forget you. Promise. My buddy Joe Monroe told me don't talk to her, but she, she's in our back room right now. So like, can't tell me you
Oh,
don't talk to your belt too, Ava. Come on.
I don't talk to my pal.
I'm just choking. I don't talk to her. She's not. She's not the star of the show. I'm the star of the show.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yes, I am. So when you're at the shows, do you get a lot of requests to hold the belt, your belt, or do you take the picture with the belt with the fans?
Yeah, so I always, if I have the belt with me, I always give the fans the option to hold the belt, and I mainly do that for the reason that I've got this one reaction so many times, and they're like, oh, "Really? Like I can hold it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And for me, like I'm making that core memory with them, and they're like, oh, "I just got to hold this belt with the champ, like with the champ." Especially when I have little kids come up and they want to take a picture. I'm like, do you want to hold the belt? Or I have to get a new pair of glasses because I was doing my entrance at RWA a couple months ago. And I went around the ring, did my whole thing. And this little kid, he was like, can I hold your glasses? And I was just like, I was so focused on getting around the ring. I was like, yeah, sure. And I took them off and I gave them to him. And I never told anybody to get them back. So now that little kid has them, but it's okay. I didn't pay that much for them. But I was like, now I have to order a new pair of glasses.
Oh
But
God.
yeah, little moments like that. Like I have bracelets that I'll give to little kids that come up to me and take a picture. And it's one of those things that I love so much because the fans are the whole reason I get to do what I do. The moment they stop cheering my name, like, or even booing me, Ava Brooks can die so quick.
Oh,
So and I don't want that to happen. So, I mean, whenever they're telling me that I'm a face, even if I'm just like, I'd much rather be a heel. But I remember the moments that I make, especially with the little kids, and it makes it all worth it for me.
awesome. So Ava, if any of my fans wanna follow you on social media, where can they find you?
So I always say if you can't find my Facebook or Instagram, because my Facebook is Ava Brooks, you'll see the belt out on the profile picture, so it's not that hard that way. But sometimes Facebook like brings up other people before it brings up my stuff. And then Instagram is @official_Ava_Brooks. But if you can't find that, if you look up Ava Brooks professional wrestler on Google, it should not bring up anything else but my stuff. So, I think my Facebook and my Instagram are at the very top, and I have a link tree in my Instagram, and I have all the other links to my social medias in the like profile details on my Facebook, so you can find everything else from there.
Okay. Do you have any merch, or is anybody can pick anything up of Ava Brooks?
So we have shirts right now. The new design I have on my Instagram. It's been a minute. I might pin that post for people to see it. I'm not sure yet. Or I'll repost it on my story just to show everybody. I'm not sure how many bracelets. I have to do a restock on bracelets and trading cards because I've been out of those for a while, and I want to get stickers. I'm going to be hosted at WrestleCade in November to do pictures and autographs and stuff like that. So me and the guy that's bringing me down, we're going to collab on like 8x10s and trading cards specifically for that weekend as well. So I'm working on those. And yeah, we have 8x10s. I can't remember which ones. But what else? Oh, I sell glasses like the ones that I wear. We have car air fresheners. I'm not sure how many of those we have left. They're black ice scented.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I'm going to try to make a store hopefully by summer so that people that aren't around me or can't find me at a show have the opportunity to order from that website. I just have to see if my dad can do it, and if he can't, then to find somebody that can or can lead me in the direction to do that. To make it easier, because I don't want to just put the design on pro wrestling tees. I want them to be able to have the option of everything that I sell, not just the t-shirts. And yeah, I think that's all that I have for merch.
I am putting, yeah, if you don't mind, I'm searching right now as we're talking, and I was putting your Facebook. I'm gonna put your Facebook in the bios if anybody wants to follow you on Facebook. I just put it in there for you.
Okay.
And
I
so that if
appreciate that.
anybody wanted to follow, I was looking it up. That's why I was like trying to like find it. So anybody wants to follow you on Facebook, it's up there
And
right.
I'm on TikTok too. I'm 2 away from hitting 1,000 followers on TikTok.
Can you put in the private chat? Put you have the. Can you just put your link for your TikTok really quick so I can put it in there? Because TikTok, every day you turn around, they say TikTok's gonna go tomorrow. TikTok's gonna
Oh,
die.
I'm 1 follower away. I just have to
Ooh.
I have to find it. Let me see if I can log into it on here.
If you can't, you could always send me the link for your TikTok and I could put it in the chat on the after the show's live.
I was gonna say that's probably going to be easier.
Yeah. I don't want you to get logged out of your Facebook your TikTok on your phone, and then you're like, oh no, and then you find that TikTok went away tomorrow, and you're like, no. Like, what did you think when TikTok went away for 24 hours? Did you freak out? Because I work with a lot of kids at a assisted living place, and they all were like, you would have thought their favorite hamster died. They were like,
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think that I was sad because I've had TikTok since it was Musically, so I'm like an OG on that app. But I wouldn't necessarily say I was sad. It was kind of like an end of the era type thing. Plus, everyone was like, "Oh, we're just gonna go to Red No anyway."
yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, okay, so we're just gonna literally give China our information." I mean, but they
yeah,
have our information for for everything anyway. But so I will say though, I accidentally kept opening the app so many times.
oh yeah, me too. I
It was
accidentally.
it was just like how somebody that vapes is constantly I was just like, tap, oh shit, I can't actually open the app. And then I'd close it, and then like 5 minutes later, I'd be just scrolling on my phone, and I'd go out and I'd try to get into it again, and I'm like, I can't. So it was just like a habit type thing.
Yeah.
But then so I wasn't upset at the beginning, but when I did start to get upset was everybody in my car on the way home, because we had a show when it went out. Everybody in my car's TikTok came back on the way home, except for mine. I didn't get mine for like 2 days. I was like, are you kidding? So everybody in my house is tormenting me watching TikTok. And they're like, oh, Ava, did you see this? I'm like, no, thanks. I didn't. Because I can't even get into mine.
You need to make she made a heel video like that. Like, oh Ava, look, oh there's a video about you on TikTok tripping. What? Oh, thanks.
I
Better
was
than what happened to this girl I interviewed, Lizzie B from the
Hmm.
South. She has a video that came. I think I posted it on Instagram. Has 1,000 views now. She comes running around the ring, and on the last turn, I think you said last time you saw it, she fell and she took a slide like safe, like that kind of fall under the ring, like outside like she fell on the turn around the ring. I guess it must have been wet and the lighting was bad in that spot, and she just took a fall. Woo! And I was like, that could have been a knee injury. That could have been her career. She could have broke her
That's
neck.
why so many people, like, I have the whole unstoppable spark thing, and I don't I I don't know if I'm gonna drop the spark. I might not. I'm thinking about it only because I don't feel like I fit the spark part, but I do feel like Ava Brooks fits the unstoppable part, especially after I just had that match with AJ Alexander. So
Wait,
I don't
AJ,
know.
isn't that the Jet? AJ
Hmm?
is what I had a guy that was from PA. His name was the Jet. I don't know if you know a Jet. He's a PA wrestler.
This is someone different because I don't think he lives in PA, but he went to Japan not that long ago and he came back, um, and we had this match. But a lot of people ask me like why I don't run around these rings because I use Starships by Nicki Minaj, so it's more like upbeat entrance song. But I'm like, y'all, I used to be a wrestling fan. I see how wrestling fans treat these floors. I'm not about to end my career by running around this ring.
Yeah,
I can't,
they leave their beer bottles. They leave their
yeah,
soda. So
especially if
wrestling
the show doesn't
tripping.
have barricades, like
Yeah,
anything, just whoop. I'm like, no, thank you.
someone leave a
Mm-mm.
foot out. Like you don't because PPW they have barricades. They have like a bar, like a metal bar in front of you. Um, House of Pain. There's no bar. There's no nothing. There's just barely a stick with the. They don't even have the yellow tape, like to know where you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to that show, literally a fat one of the chubby wrestlers fell out of the ring. If my chair was like a skitch closer, like maybe 2 feet close, he would have fell out of the ring, landed on top of me, and like that chair would have went blink, and I would have been like funeral black wreath with a picture like this. Dead panther. There goes 9 lives, just gone. My dad would have been like, no. Would have been like, hospital now. Like, he's inside of me. Like, get him off me. But Ava, I want to thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I actually put your TikTok link in the link on the in the chat. So if anybody wanted to follow Ava, you on the Tic Tac, as my buddy would say on my nerd culture show on Mondays, the Tic Tac. But if follow her on the TikTok, she needs one more to get to a what, Ava?
1,000.
She needs one more to get to 1,000. I may even go on TikTok and give you a nice little follow. It may be the Joe Panther Variety Show that gives you 1,000. Let me see. Let me do it right now. Let me see. Let me see if I'm the lucky magic number. Why did it not go? Wait, it's loading. It's loading. Oh, I'm already following you, Ava. Wow. I'm already there. Yeah, she needs one more, people. One more. It's at 999.
It's so crazy to me because before you had to have 1,000 followers to be able to go live on TikTok, but I think I had like 400 and it was like, oh, you can now go live. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because on my personal TikTok, I had to wait until I was at 1,000. And then by the time I got 1,000, I kept getting, because I look way younger than 18 sometimes. And people are like, oh, report, she's not of age. And I'm like, the fuck? Whatever. But I kept getting banned, so then it took me off the For You page. But at that point I had 3,000 followers and I was just like, okay. And then I started my wrestling TikTok, and it's been doing really well lately. I did a promo when I came home actually from winning the belt, and it like popped off. It has like 14,000 views, 800 some likes on it, and like 80 something comments. But yeah, it popped off, and that's where I got a majority of these followers from, was that video, and people still like it to this day, and it's crazy to me because I'm like, I'm just talking, guys. Like, that's it.
I get promos from wrestlers. I don't know if you ever see the Joe Panther Variety Show TikTok. I post memories. Today, I posted a promo video that I got from TikTok from Riho from England. She's another female wrestler. You should absolutely look her up. Other than Kiara that I told you about last time. Riho is a really big name in England. It popped up today. I posted it on YouTube when I was with my buddy Hector. Like, I posted it and I'm like, okay, this is gonna take a while to get views. It had 1,000 views on YouTube within an hour. My videos get like 200 views on TikTok, like 200. Like I post something, maybe a day, it'll be like 200. So if you want to make another video for this episode after the fact, post it on your TikTok and then send me it and I'll post it on mine. We help each other get views, Ava. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ava, I want to thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. Remember, fans, just give Ava lots of love. Give her follows on TikTok, on Facebook, on the Instagram, anywhere this girl has her thing. Give her support. Hashtag support independent wrestling. This young lady is doing huge things on the independent wrestling scene. Promoters, if you're watching this podcast, looking for a young lady that will brighten your independent, your female roster, Ava Brooks is your girl. PPW, and I'll be there tomorrow. If you're able to ask me about Ava, book this girl. She is something else. You definitely got to book her. She is amazing, and I love independent wrestling. She's the future of the business. And thank you again, Brooks. Ava, I am Joe Panther the Third.
I am Ava Brooks.
And we will catch you in the next one.